Hello everyone, welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So today's pick a card reading is going to be what's blocking your connection. So it's going to be very much a love, romantic based reading. This is to see what's stopping you from being with this other person. If it's something on their end, if it's something on your end. I did this reading already, so I'm definitely going to focus on you and what you can do, because we can tell you what this person needs to do, right? But we need to emphasize the aspects of the connection that you can control, right? Which is you. So we're going to focus on that, maybe touch a little bit on that other person where it pops up. But yeah, we're just going to see what's stopping it. If it's a thing, if it's a person, situation, all of that good stuff. So this is a timeless reading, so whenever you stumble upon it, it should resonate if it's for you. Okay, let's get into it. We've got pile 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'll give you a moment to meditate on your pile. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. Alright, pile 1, what's blocking your connection? So my first cut, when I did that bottom row, the Revelations Tarot, it was on one side, death, and the other side, lovers. So I'm just feeling like the end of a current connection is relevant here. Not saying it's you and this person that you're inquiring about, but just some sort of thing, situation that may have that person's attention, or that you should be focusing on, or both. So like I said, it could, whatever the connection is, it could be romantic, it could be some sort of contract, obligation, debt, could be an attachment to someone or something, like an addiction. It's just something else either is being or should be focused on for the time being. So like that middle deck, the I cannot remember what that tarot deck is called, but anyway, the point is the Hierophant fell off the top of it as I was trying to begin to shuffle. So I did not take that because it wasn't a part of the shuffle. It just fell off, and I just feel like it confirms, like as I was hearing, like contract, debt, attachment, that's some sort of formal agreement or prior commitment. Okay, like I said, could be a marriage, children, finance, career based, any of those things. But one or both of you have a current commitment that you are or should be focusing on right now. If for no other reason, the focus should be on the situation to close that cycle, okay? Now, the lovers is key here because it's also here in the spread. Now, that's the other deck, which I cannot remember what it's called. The first time I saw the lovers relating to your pile was in the shuffle of the bottom deck. That middle deck is the deck that it actually came out in. So two separate decks are giving you the energy of the lovers. It's very interesting, and I don't sound optimistic in terms of that card. And again, this is not necessarily relating to the connection directly, but whatever the situation is that I'm referencing, that you should be focused on, that this person is focused on, or that maybe you both have something else that your attention, that needs your attention right now. That's what I'm focusing on, because with that lovers card here, notice that it's at the beginning of that section. Like, that's a separate deck from the other two cards, that it follows. So it's like the beginning of that section. And whether you realize it or not, like I said, one of you is already committed to someone or something else. or should be wrapping up some sort of energy. Like that's the strongest presence here energetically. That's clearly the block. Okay, so I have the Eight of Swords under it. That's really capturing my attention. Okay, and it's just like this is a self-restricting situation with that card here. You or that person is stuck because you choose to be. Again, this isn't referencing the connection you two have. This is referencing whatever that block is, whatever that situation, because there's a situation blocking it. Okay, so I'm seeing that there's nothing keeping anyone here in a situation that they don't want to be in but themselves. So the Lovers and this Eight of Swords we have at the center of this row, they both lead into the Six of Swords, right? You have two of them in the middle and the last row. So moving on, leaving something behind. Some of you will come together after this cycle that needs to close with the person you're asking about. Some of you may never be with this person. Okay, going forward, even though there's a connection, some of you here will never be with this person. This connection was meant to trigger one or both of you to step into that Six of Swords energy of removing yourself, or that person to remove themselves from a restrictive situation. Okay, you have all the way at the left in the middle the compass leading into the skies, reinforcing this with it's finding a sense of direction, finding your way, right? The end of a season, right? That's what those two feel like to me right now. Some of you in that group that you will end up with this person at some point, it's not going to be anytime soon. I'm not going to lead you to believe that, because I don't want you coming back here saying, I thought you said I would be with this person after I close out whatever cycle. Some of you, it's going to be at least a year. Not saying that the cycle won't take a year, but I can see to some of you, this is a long haul process. Like, it's not like this person came into your life, you came into their life for you to realize that something was wrong, right? And then you begin the process of adjusting, transforming, changing, and then you become totally different people because that they went on and did their thing, you went on and did your thing, and then a year, 2, 3, 5, you come back together and that connection is still there, but it's changed, it's new, it's evolved, and it's like, I remember you. I haven't seen you in so long. Or even if you see this person around, it's a new energy. At that point, it'll be time for you to come together with them. So, like I said, some of you in that group of, you're going to end up with this person. It's not going to be very much soon. It's just going to be down the line. This is kind of a prelude to what will come soon, because there's things you two need to work out before you can even think about being together. I will say, all of you and or this person, I'm repeating it, saying it different ways because this is the block. This is what's very important right now. You or both of you, this person or both, sorry, is being called to focus your energy on the present situation or circumstances. I'm going to say you going forward because it's really confusing me saying you, them, or both. I'm not going to lie, because I'm starting to stumble over it. But basically, if it doesn't feel like you, it's them. Or it could, even if it does resonate with you, it could be them as well. It could be both. So I'm just going to say you because this is your reading. Now, there seems to be a lack of clarity, understanding, and direction here. So back to that compass card. It's like, it's really feeling like, because it's followed by that sky, it could also be someone or something cutting off your sense of direction. If you look at, even if you look at the imagery, like, you don't have to know what the cards are or what they mean, but it's just like, it's a compass. You use it to find your way. And then, you know, we have this sharp object cutting things off. It's like cutting, you know, it could be clearing a path, but that's not the energy at all. It's like literally cutting off your sense of direction. That is exactly how I feel here. So I'm going to go back to that Lovers card, because especially in these types of readings, people see that card and they think it's always a positive thing. They think it means union, especially since at the bottom we have the Six of Cups. People are like, yay, soulmate, twin flame. But I'm just going to be honest with you. Right now, Pollen, that is the most negative card combo in this spread for your reading. Okay? The way that I read, I don't necessarily identify cards as good or bad. I believe that every energy has a shadow aspect and a light aspect, if that's what you want to call it. There's good and bad in everything, quote unquote good and bad. I've taken more of a more neutral stance in terms of how I read, because the Lovers card very much so in my mind has lots of shadow aspects, and this pile is a very good example of that. So you see the Lovers and the Six of Cups, and you think soulmate, past life connection. Yes, but that doesn't make it a positive experience. Okay, there's a lesson to be learned, yet, like, but there's also some sort of attachment that needs to be released. Whatever this Lovers, Six of Cups situation, connection is, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be anything. It could be family, friends, career, addiction, anything. It's holding you back right now, right? Because past energies, that's the Six of Cups. It's holding you in an impoverished state with that Five of Pentacles. Very much lacking, and back to that Eight of Swords, self-restricting energy. All right? Now, look at how the man in the Lovers card is holding the woman. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. It's like he's faded in the imagery like a phantom, controlling her just like the woman in the Eight of Swords, except she's tied up and blindfolded, right? That's the current situation to focus on. Not this connection that may be to come in the future, but there's something, if you pay attention, you'll realize, like, maybe it's something you and this person you're asking about have in common. Like, it could be an addiction or similar family situation or such and such, you know, anything like that. It doesn't have to be something that they're doing too, or that they're going through as well, but it could be for some of you. It's just right now your attention needs to be on this, because yeah, your attention needs to be on this. I say that because the Lovers card is ruled by Gemini. It's a dual-sided, two-faced situation. One of the sides you can't see. Okay, it's also ruled by Mercury, because that's what rules Gemini. So that's communication, understanding, comprehension. So you can hear and see all day, but are you comprehending? Right? Because you've got at the top, right, the Kramisha card, that's listening. It says listening. Are you listening? Okay, it says pay attention to the details. Read between the lines. Watch people's actions. Focus on what they mean, not what they say. Like, she's a riddle, possibly a trickster, and she's here at the end of that row. So look at the numbers on the card of this row. Oh, you can't see that, but that's okay. So it's the warrior, the fledgling, and then listening. And the numbers on those cards, it's 2 on the warrior, 1 on a fledgling, and then it's 23 on listening. So it's 2 1 2 3, right? So 2 1 2 3. And I'm just reading that like a situation that'll have you thinking and feeling like you're going backwards when you're really moving forward, and vice versa. Like, have you feeling that once you leave that Lovers, 8 of Swords energy and try to move towards that 6 of Swords, that things will rapidly get chaotic for you or this person, right? Because you got 8 of Wands, 5 of Wands following that. But what's really waiting for you is the personal fulfillment of the 9 of Cups. Because self-restriction, 8 of Swords, into, moving 6 of Swords, removing yourself from that energy into the 9 of Cups, right? So the Lovers, this is the situation that's confusing you with this Gemini mind games, making you think it's war and chaos on the other side, right? Again, just like with the tarot cards, I don't identify any of them as good or bad. I don't consider Gemini or any astrological energies as bad. This pile simply has heavy shadow aspects of Gemini energy. I'm also not saying that any of you or your persons of inquiry have Gemini placements, even though some of you do. So the energy is just shadow Gemini, two-faced, dual-sided situation of confusion, okay? You've got the warrior ready to go, the fledgling seeking new opportunities. Then you have, the Cremesha listening card trying to deviate you from your path, being slick and manipulative with her words, throwing you off your compass, right? Throwing off your compass because, like she said, you're not paying attention. The card says, let me see. I don't want to knock the camera because I'm the way I'm positioned. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so there's some white text on her card, and I didn't want to knock the camera, so I just kind of moved around it to read it so that I could tell you what it says. Her card says, darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. Okay, so that's very important. So you or this other person needs to work that out. Honestly, currently, y'all don't have time for this connection that you're asking about because you're really worried about the wrong thing right now. Like, handle this, because if this is the person and not you, just let them handle their stuff. But most of you can't see some situation in your life clearly and need to deal with it. Like, it's not a past energy, it's very current energy. Okay, I'm also seeing that with that listening card, it's like she's trying to help you, but you're misinterpreting her. So some of you have someone in your life that you think is a friend that isn't, and vice versa. See, that's that Gemini energy. Basically, the dual nature of friend folk. So it could be one side or it could be both sides. So a friend that's really a hidden enemy in your life that you trust and truly believe is out to help you, that does not have your best interest in mind at all, or a person that you're kind of going against that you think is, trying to harm you in some way, but really is trying to look out for you, right? Basically, the way you're seeing the person, they're the opposite. It could be one, some of you it's both. Like, some of you have a friend that should not be trusted, and there's another person that you don't trust that is really trying to help you. And it's a very specific situation that came in. There's a friend that may be trying to, I'm saying friend, but you consider this person a friend. This person is not your friend. They are trying to kind of come between you and another person that you could have been close to. Like, you're considering this other person like an enemy now, probably due to the influence of this new friend or friend. It doesn't have to be a new friend, but this person that you trust, but really they don't want you dealing with this person. They want you to not trust this other person because this other person is actually trying to help you and can see them clearly in that they are not good for you. Okay? So that's all I have for you, pile number one. You know, there's some, like I said, the situation in your life, that person's life, work that out. Let them work that out. If it's meant to be, you'll come together once that clears or down the line. And honestly, it may take years to resolve whatever this is, because it could be anything. Some of you, these are big situations. It could be marriage or contracts or career based, right? So work out your stuff. What's meant to be will be. That's all I have for you today. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, pile two. What's blocking your connection? So as I was shuffling, it's very clear that one of you or both of you has lots of quote unquote stuff to sort through. And by stuff, I mean emotions, pain, trauma. I saw the Queen of Cups, and she's encouraging you or this person, but I definitely feel a lot of you, it will be you. She's asking you to learn to be softer, more receptive, less guarded. You have lots of issues with power and control. My solar plexus was throbbing during the shuffle. So there's lots of confusion towards the end of the shuffle that I had. Like, I got a little bit foggy. I lost some energy. And it's like you can't find your way home. Okay? Unsure of what you should be doing, the choices to make. And it's interesting because I did take space after pile one because my camera was starting to die. Well, my phone was starting to die. So I had to put it on the charger because I did not plan well for this day. So like clearing the energy of the first pile, I feel like I was even more thorough than I normally would be, but it still popped in just a hint of it. Like, it's similar, and I don't think it's going to be the same reading at all. I don't think pile one and pile two will be the same, but this may be another aspect of your life that could be blocking your connection. Like, you may have multiple issues blocking your connection, right? Because you can select multiple piles for this. No one's stopping you. But if pile one called you, I would definitely go back to that one. So let's get into the spread. So there's a very heavy Virgo energy here with the Hermit card, number 9. Okay, number 9 is relevant here because look how that Hermit card is surrounded by all these 9s. Okay, and because the Hermit card is in the middle pile, it's the second card from the left. So, and to the left of it, you've got the 9 of Pentacles. To the right of it, you've got the 9 of Wands. And then underneath it, you have the 9 of Swords. So, very powerful energy here. But it's also interesting that the only one missing is the 9 of Cups, which, ironically enough, was in pile 1. So, maybe pile 1 is a little more relevant than I initially took it to be to this pile. But I can already see that this is still a separate pile. So if pile 1 isn't calling you, then don't worry about it. You're fine where you are. So these 9s, lots of them, very powerful energy combined with that major arcana 9, the Hermit. Like, it's symbolizing the end of a cycle, right? Especially with that cycles card. But it's also very solo, independent energy, very excessive energy that you have to balance, let go of if you want union with anyone. Not even just this person you're asking about, anyone. Okay, that's what these 9s say. You're doing it. The 9s are, like, when I say independent, solo, I don't, because that's a good way to be to not be reliant on other people. But like I said, you're excessive about it. You're doing everything yourself. You don't need anybody, right? That's the mentality you have. And you also have the mentality of everybody needing you, and not offering help, not accepting help where you need it, but offering help where you should kind of tap out and let other people handle their things, right? You lack boundaries. Overactive solar energy, right? The sun, the snake, the tree of life. You don't trust other people to help you, to nurture you to be a part of your life. And honestly, you don't even trust other people to do their own stuff. That's why you're overextending yourself. You feel like you need to step in to other people's energies where that's not your place. So stop that. But you when we're talking about you don't trust other people to help you, to nurture you, to be a part of your life. You don't even trust anyone to get to know you, and you definitely won't let them to get to know you at your root, at your core, right? So you have to open up, right? A shadow aspect of Virgo energy is overexerting and extending your personal energy, right? Caretaking, service energy, doing too much of that. And you have to stop and make sure you rest properly, right? You have to accept help when needed, because if it hasn't already, being this way, your lifestyle will begin to affect your health if it hasn't already. Okay, it's very clear with the Tree of Life and the Nine of Swords. Okay, the Hermit shows premature aging. The snake straddled by the sun and Tree of Life, that's a venom. You are poisoning your light, your life force. Okay, the Hermit is asking you to take time out. Okay, very important. So you have the reminder card, which lets me know that these are not new messages. These are things that you've already been told, things you've already noticed. I'm feeling a lot of you have already gotten readings from other people or me telling you that. Yeah, it's reminding you how important this is, because it's very important, because now we're talking about your health, you bringing yourself down physically, right? Because you're already in mental anguish with that Nine of Swords. So it's been affecting you mentally for some time. It's about to start taking a physical toll on your health. Okay? If you don't kind of dial it back a little bit. Okay? Self-worth. That's another reminder. Okay? Really valuing yourself. You have to value you. Like I said at the beginning of the pile, be softer, more receptive. You know, how do you expect to be in a healthy, happy, romantic connection when you lack the ability, right, to establish and maintain healthy relationships with other people in general? You know, you want to know what's blocking this connection, this romantic connection with this other person, but you don't even know how to manage friendships, right? Family members, co-workers, you know. So, and you very much so lack boundaries. So that's something you need to work on. You know, you either overextend to people or completely pull away and want nothing to do with people, with no space for balance in between. Okay, so self-worth is very much key here. Take all of this solo independent energy that you have, what you're really good at, and direct it towards what's best for you right now, which is your healing, your health, getting proper rest, building and maintaining relationships where you give and take in balance. Okay, being a better manager of your energy, right? Like doing that, being a better manager of your energy and your relationships will open up this connection. Okay? Yeah, because you've got the person in the Two of Wands ready to start a new journey. Like that's what it is. Looking ahead up into those mountains towards that sun, which is funny because it's underneath the sun card. It's the light the sun actually moved like in my real life outside of this reading, so it got a bit dark right there. That may be symbolic, but yeah, that guy in the Two of Wands is looking up towards the sun up in the mountains, and you have the sun card above it. So ready to start a new journey. And then the Page of Cups follows him, saying, you know, that's you being new and inexperienced, right? Towards being receptive and dealing with your emotions, establishing emotionally rich connections. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but basically establishing connections with other people, not just a romantic one that you want with this specific person. You being a little inexperienced in that, but it's also, wait for it, a romantic offer, right? At the end of that, you've got the romantic offer, likely from this person. So you, at the bottom, the last row, you've got 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups. That's emotional fulfillment and being receptive of other people, not just this person, at the end of that row. Okay, this cycle, that's why you have the cycles card, is being forced closed. Okay, this is why I say watch your health. It's not up to you anymore, and if you resist, like, you'll hit rock bottom. 10 of Swords, because right now you're in the mental anguish of that 9 of Swords. Well, you'll hit that rock bottom point of the 10 of Swords, and you won't have anywhere to go but up. And that's when you won't have a choice but to begin relying on the people around you to support you. You get what I'm saying? The universe will force you into that energy if you don't take the initiative to start working towards it yourself. Okay? So let me see if I see anything else. The light here is really interesting. Really interesting. No, I think that's basically the point. You having this wall of this blockage towards other people, but somehow wanting this one specific person to penetrate it, to be with you. Your energy isn't approachable at all. So even if this person is actively wanting to come towards you now, they don't feel like they should. They don't feel comfortable doing so. And if they're not wanting to come towards you, it's because they're not really trying to deal with your stuff. They don't want to fight for you to let them in. Like you saying you want to be with this person, but really nothing you do feels like you're open to being in any type of connection with other people, right? So work on that. Okay, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it does resonate, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, pile 3, what's blocking your connection? I know the spread looks really crazy, but when I laid out your cards, I really felt each deck should have its own row. Hopefully you can see, because it is dark for whatever reason. Darker than usual. I even moved all of the stuff. Maybe it's relevant to your reading, we'll see. But I just want to share, as I was shuffling, I felt a very strong, powerful, quick moving energy. So expect some type of surprise to pop up soon. I don't think it's anything bad. It doesn't feel like a scary, negative, anxious, in that way energy. It's just something catching you off guard, and it might be like some type of surprise blessing. It's just something that was moving really slowly. Could be this connection. Something that seemed kind of to drag a little bit is now gonna just start moving rapidly. So expect that. But let's get into this very interesting spread. Some of you thought something was over. And I don't even remember what I just said about, I don't even remember what the messages I had for you regarding the spread might be related to this. But some of you thought something was over, but it either has or will circle back soon. So it's very strange because it seems like you believed something ended, as in coffin, dead, over, because you have the coffin card. But the way this cycle closed was that of fulfillment, fruition, realization. So like you said over and done, the universe said, take your 10 of Pentacles with you that you can't see yet, because there's a 10 of Pentacles underneath it. But it's just like, it'll be revealed to you in the end, because you have the Ace of Swords and the Sun at the end, that whatever the harvest in the Seven of Pentacles is, like you think that the benefits are from this new situation in that Ace of Pentacles. Like there's a new situation coming about. But really, the harvest in the Seven of Pentacles are the 10 Pentacles coming your way from whatever that thing was that you thought was dead. And I know that that is really confusing and it doesn't really make sense. So let me attempt to be clearer. Okay, there's something or situation, could be any noun, person, place, or thing that you threw away, moved away from, cut ties, want nothing to do with it, right? There's this quote unquote new situation, opportunity that's going to be really successful and lucrative for you, but for some reason you don't initially realize that it is directly related to the past thing, right? Like rewards from that, not the new, like the new situation isn't as prosperous as you think it is. It's the prosperity you're seeing are coming in from the thing that you thought was dead, which maybe that's why it's so dark, because it's not like we can't see what's going on. Like you're not seeing something you're missing. Yeah, that's just, so it looks like whatever that dead situation is in your mind directly created this current opportunity, and that's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, we have feminine energy in this pile, we have the actual woman card and the Empress at the bottom, but I see so many different types of people, so you do not have to be a woman or female for this to be your pile. I need to say that because I don't want you to use the fact that the woman card is here and the Empress card is here, and I'm gonna reference them as what they are. I don't want you to use that as an excuse to dismiss these messages if they resonate, okay? Because it can still be your pile. It's just those are the cards that came up to identify the people getting the reading, right? And I find it really interesting that I'm noticing how dark this is filming. All of you, that High Priestess of Spirit card is the top card that's all the way at the top at the left. Even if you can't see it, which is part of the message, the card says that you're not meant to see and know everything about the situation. Like that's what it means. So I know another energy coming in. I know this isn't the question, but a lot of you are getting a new job or promotion at work soon, something that's going to pay really well. So it sounds random and unrelated, but with that High Priestess of Spirit, it talks about things being related even when you can't see the connection, right? So this progression in your career is relevant to removing this block in your connection with this other person for some reason. I'm hearing the word placement, almost like someone needing to be positioned, if it makes sense. All of you have something that you've been wishing for coming in soon. Ooh, I think that was the message, the initial message, because you have the wishing card. But because you have choices following it, like it's following the choices card, it basically shows that you'll have options relating to this. But regarding what's blocking your connection, it just feels like there has to be a certain level of personal success, personal accomplishment that you need, like that you have to reach before you can be with this person. Like a certain level of advancement, right? There's lots of green in this spread, and these pinnacles, right? Stepping into your power. There's the polar bear. That's an authority figure or a leader of some sort. Could be business, right? The Empress. Okay. So that's the energy that you need to step into before you could remove whatever block is stopping you from being with this person. Okay. If you look at the choices card, you can barely see, but it's a man, and he has wings, one white wing, one black wing. He's looking off to the left, away from you, because remember, you're the polar bear, the woman in that card, regardless of how you identify, looking the opposite direction from you currently. Okay. And I'm seeing that this block will clear once you step into your power and look away from this person, which ironically enough, that is a male on the card, and it's using you as a female receptive energy, regardless of how you see yourself identify. Okay. And I'm starting to pick up on some energy to make sense as to why, like it's making sense as to why, regardless of who you are, it is feminine energy being represented in the pile. So once you step into your power and look away from this masculine energy, because this person that you're asking about is very much a masculine presence in your life, regardless of if that is a woman that you're asking about, or if you're a man asking about non-binary, whatever, this person is feeling like a masculine energy towards you, regardless. Okay? Because that is the dynamic. Okay, so the choices card says that the card next to it, like the card that follows it, reveals what your choice will bring you. So you'll get what you've been wishing for. Okay. But your choice to become this Empress, working, building your own little personal empire in the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles will make it very clear to this person that, yes, you have your stuff together. Yes, you are a suitable partner for them. Because I'm feeling like the feminine, this is very feminine energy. And again, we're not talking about people, we're talking about energies. The woman and the Empress cards represent feminine energy, which is receptive, receiving, taking in energies, right? And it feels like you, whoever you are picking pile 3, are giving off a very needy energy to this person currently, and honestly probably to other people as well, especially if this is something you're trying to reestablish. Like if this is a connection with an ex, someone you've already been with, this person saw you as needy and dependent on you, possibly financially with all of the green and the pentacles, as well as emotionally, and they'll be willing to try again with you because you have some aces here, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. They'll be willing to try again after you reach this Empress, Nine of Pentacles, polar bear energy. Okay, your solar active masculine aspects, because you're lacking in that. That's why you have the Sun card. You need to step into your personal masculine energy. You know, even if you're identifying as masculine, I'm telling you right now, you're not even utilizing that aspect to be identifying that way. Like that's not the energy that you have at all right now. It's overly receptive energy. There's an imbalance here. So the blockage is you not maintaining, I don't want to say your end of the connection. It's just there's a lack of balance. You're overly dependent, overly receptive. You haven't stepped into your power yet, which is why that person's looking the other way. And as soon as you look away and step into your power and build yourself up and focus on your career and your finances and your emotional fulfillment personally, those things without needing it from that person, because there's a difference between sharing these things in a committed relationship and needing it from that other person, right? It's feeling very needy right now on your end, and that's a block, because you can't need this person. It has to be a mutual desire to be together, because that's going to push that person away, because they're going to feel like they're overextending themselves, right? Because if your masculine aspects are underactive, right, if you're overly receptive, then how does that balance, right? To balance the situation, that person becomes overly active, overly giving, overextending, overly masculine. You both have to balance your masculine and feminine aspects to be in a healthy, balanced union, right? So that's the block, okay? That's all I have for you, pile number 3. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.